Welcome to the Push Podcast. I'm Steve Machine Curran.
And I'm Kevin Big Daddy Allwood.
Okay, Kevin, first day of September.
The first day of September, first day of spring.
First podcast.
Our first podcast, that's right, Steve.
I'm glad that spring is on the way and that it's not as cold.
Yeah, winter's not much fun, even though Sydney's winter is pretty average.
I can't cope, personally.
Well, you do come from Queensland.
Yeah, from North Queensland.
Yeah.
So, a bit of background about us. Well, firstly about the actual name of the podcast, The Push.
Yeah, so The Push, this is nothing to do with babies or being pregnant.
However,
I do have a new baby on the way.
And how many kids? How many parents? Mothers? How many mothers? 14?
This will be my fourth child. 3 mums.
Yeah. I've got one child, and actually in her room at the moment. This is my daughter Bianca's room.
Yeah, you like her emojis on the bed there?
We picked this room because it's quite, the acoustics are good. You can't notice there's no echo or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just a brief point about my teeth, because I keep lisping and I'm actually getting implants, and to Kevin's great source of amusement, I keep lisping and making weird noises, but that's going to be, after a lot of money being spent, I'm going to have nice, bright, shiny teeth soon.
That's right, you've got to get them on a show, Steve.
Exactly.
So your
backstory.
Yeah, well, The Push, we call it The Push because we're both pushing 50, believe it or not.
Yeah, well, I'm 49, you're
46.
And so we've been on this training journey, but we're also fathers. We're trying to stay in reasonable shape.
I've been training since I was 17,
so
I'm approaching 30 years in the gym.
Me too, since I was 21.
And I love it, Steve. I'm never going to stop unless, my legs fall off or something.
Yeah, I have a sort of love-hate relationship with it. I love the therapeutic mental issues, but then coming with that is a lot of body dysmorphia and just weirdness in general.
On the mental aspect of it, Steve, a lot of people don't understand that, especially people who aren't regular gym goers. It's not just a physical. It's just not just a physical thing. That once you're in the gym training and you are pushing yourself to the limit, you get mental clarity.
Oh, absolutely. You get what's empowering, isn't it? There's a saying by that quote by Henry Rollins. People can tell you you're a god or a bastard. Friends may come and go, but 200 pounds is always 200 pounds.
Yeah, there's a certain satisfaction you get by lifting heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a mental clarity thing. It's like meditation, in fact.
Yeah, it's therapeutic. But I think a lot of guys our age who don't train or maybe see just training as this thing you do because it's a chore, but you have to do it, miss the point a little bit. And I think if you can get into a headspace where it is empowering and sort of cathartic, you put it this way: if you're trying to squat a house, you can't be thinking about your debt or your mortgage or anything like that.
Yeah, that's right. It's you can forget all your troubles, forget all your woes, and focus on what you've got to do in the gym for that hour each day, and walk out of the gym with a clear mind.
Yeah. And exactly, and it may not even change your physique straight away.
I think it puts you in a good frame of mind so that you can then attack your day from a positive place.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, so as I said, we're both old men. We've got between us probably nearly 60 years of training experience.
So hopefully, on these podcasts, we can impart some decent information that some of you out there might get something out of. That's the goal, really, just to talk about not only training, but talk about life, tell a few stories, and impart some advice to people just from shit that we've learned along the way, really.
Exactly, and also just, I guess, have a good time as well. And, if you want to listen. If not, then
fuck off.
Exactly. Yeah. So we both moved to Sydney around the same time, around 97. I came from North Queensland. I always wanted to live in the big city, and I was young, 20. I wasn't 20, but I was wanting to go to nightclubs and get huge.
Yeah, I came over from New Zealand around the same time, and the main factors that drew me to Sydney were, one, the climate, because where I came from in New Zealand, it was a lot colder, probably 10 degrees colder on any given day than Sydney. So the climate, the nightlife, the beaches, girls, and the opportunity to earn good money, like the opportunity to make money in whatever industry that you chose, you know?
Yeah, for me, at that stage, I was just completely obsessed with training. So all I wanted to do was move to Sydney, train at City Gym, because I knew about it. It's
the
Mecca of Sydney's bodybuilding. I'd actually been there in 1990 when I first started training.
Oh, did you?
And I was too intimidated to train there. I used to use the solarium there.
Was it almost a teenager then?
I was 21. I was 21.
Yeah, right.
And I went in there a couple of times, and it looked like a freak show. This was like, so 1990 was just pumping. It was a big, it wasn't many gyms in Sydney then.
No.
And I think it had over 3,000 members.
Yeah, right.
And I would go out and look at all these freaks and think, man, I'd like to do that, but I was just too intimidated.
Wow.
So I actually went to my first workouts down the road at Hisco's. Because I did.
How much were you weighing then, Steve?
60 kilos.
60 kilos.
Had long hair. Because I wanted to be Michael Hutchins. So I was playing in bands, and I had lovely spiral perm hair, and it was blue-black. And
blue-black?
Yeah, and it was...
Did you tint your eyelashes?
No, come on. And yeah, and I just wanted to start training initially back then, 1990 when I started, and it's because I wanted, when I took my shirt off on stage when I was singing, I wanted to have a six pack, and that was basically my goal. But as soon as I started training, I remember I was at Hisco's, and the woman that trained me had no idea what she was doing, but she wrote me this program. Put it this way, she told me to do lateral raises, and she called the exercise she wrote in the box was chicken wings. She said, just lift the weight like it's chicken wings. But you know, from that first workout, she took me through it, and she said, you know, that's it now. And so I started the workout again. She said, what are you doing? I said, I want to do it again. And I was fucking hooked from that moment.
Yeah, right.
That was 28 years ago.
I started as a teenager with a couple of mates from school. One of my friends, his dad's friend or something had just a basic barbell and dumbbell set.
Yeah.
Used to go to his place after school.
Yeah.
And just try and pile all the weight on and see if we could bench it. You know, that was basically how it started.
How was technique?
Oh, it was fantastic, flawless, Steve.
Yeah,
flawless.
I can
imagine. Yeah. You know, and I was about 16 then, so I wanted to get my own set of weights, and it wasn't until
What were you weighing?
Oh, mate, I was a bit heavier than you. I was playing rugby then, so I was kind of average, but maybe 70 kilos or something. Yeah. But I didn't start in a gym for real until I'd finished high school, and it was my first year out of school, which was 1990. And I went to the weights room at the university.
So similar time, really.
Yes, 1990. So there was a little gym at the Victoria University of Wellington that I used to miss lectures for to go and stay and train more and more exercises. I just kept adding more exercises to my workout. So the first workout was maybe 45 minutes, but they got to an hour and a half, 2 hours, because I just added more and more
I did the same thing. My volume initially, because I'd buy the magazines, the flexes and everything, and they were all these guys, these genetically superior black guys, were doing like 2 workouts a day, 6 days a week, and no mention of the supplements that are on. And I tried to copy it, so I was probably eating 2,000 calories a day and just thrashing myself, and I stayed 60 kilos for 2 years. I literally put on that weight.
Well, nutrition obviously is a big part of training, and I too feel that my first 2 years of training were a waste because I had no idea about nutrition. I used to go to after training at the university gym, I'd go up to the little cafeteria, and I'd buy every day after I trained a Mars bar.
Yeah.
And a can of fruit juice, because I figured that I needed to put energy back in, because I'd been spending energy. That's reasonable. No idea about protein.
No. Well, when I started training, I was working at this Tandy electronics store at Kinsella's. There's a 7-Eleven there now, and there's a Tandy electronics store, and I was just selling. It was horrible. You have to pull the drunks off the doorway in the morning, and I would go there, and there was a Macca's on Oxford Street back then as well.
Yes, there was.
And I'd either have Macca's, but probably like one cheeseburger, and then or I'd buy a packet of crisps, and some bread, and I'd make a crisp sandwich and have a nice coffee.
Where did you get that idea from? Chip sandwich.
I think my mother's English.
Oh my
English
Chip
people.
butty.
Yeah,
Butty.
yeah, but this was crisps though.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
right. Oh, true. That's
suffice to say
chips.
that as I said, I was just skinny, fat, and completely lost.
A few years later, I realised that chicken was the key.
Protein.
Yeah, so I would buy a whole chicken, and that would be 2 meals for me. Half a chicken, one meal, and half a chicken for the next meal. So at least I was getting my protein. But that wasn't until I was about 21, 22. Yeah.
I eventually plucked up the courage to speak to one of the big guys at the gym. It took me 2 years. And I said, what am I doing wrong? He said, mate, you've got to start eating. So I just ate buckets of carbs, just like potato. I just thought, again, I didn't get the protein thing. I was just been eating I'd literally have a Tupperware container full of potato and just eat that and maybe another chip sandwich or something. But I don't know.
When you started doing that, did you start putting weight on?
I just started getting fat.
Right.
I mean, I really have the metabolism to be a good chess player or something, really. I mean, my parents were both...
Can you play chess?
No, yeah, I can actually.
We should have a game
of
chess.
Yeah, we should.
One,
I don't think we should do it on podcast. Might be the great...
Not riveting enough, no.
But really, the penny didn't drop until 93, so 3 years into my training when I saw Dorian Yates started coming onto the scene. And that changed everything for me. I just cut my workouts back to 3 or 4 a week. I was always training intensely. I love training hard. But my technique was still shit. But I understood then, Mike Menzer and Dorian Yates, cut it back and actually resting and just doing 1 or 2 sets to absolute failure. And that was a game changer. Yeah. So that's why we're here. We're both old men that are both bald and...
We go to the same hair salon, same barber.
Yeah, but yours not from supplement use as was mine.
No, I was just unfortunate enough to start losing my hair at a young age.
Yeah, I remember when you were at the gym and you used to have that hairpiece, the black hairpiece, and it was immaculate. It didn't move.
I had that for a while.
You had it for a long time.
It actually served a purpose as a young man because it did actually give me confidence.
And shaved heads weren't really in there.
They weren't.
So
in the 90s, early 90s,
it was all about the hair.
It was long hair. It was hair.
Well,
it was Poison and Guns N' Roses.
But in the later years, it was. I remember Steve Hunter, one of the trainers, and had because he was a good-looking guy and he was always in shape, and he had the flicked fringe. It's ironically that hairstyles. All the pretty boys at the WNBF posing thing had that today.
It's like a Manpower stripper.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hairstyle.
Yeah, and that's
I know.
I've got a lot of hair envy at the moment when I saw them.
I did too at the time. Yeah. So anyway, look now, shaved head is like
I'm embracing it. I embraced it for a while there. I was dyeing. I used to dye it, and it would go on my wedding photos. I've got this weird sort of burgundy colour because the sun would shine through it. And then I'd shave it, and you try to shave it till it's still just a little bit, and it's fucking sad, man.
It is sad, yeah, I know. It's a shame that you can't embrace just what you get, at the time. But, there was no Jason Statham, there was no The Rock, there was no Bruce Willis, all with their shaved heads.
That's right, Well, Bruce Willis tried to hold his for ages.
He did try and hold it for a long time.
And The Rock, actually. Remember, and it was getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
If you're receding hairline and losing your hair, shave the bastard off, guys. Come on. Who are you kidding? It looks fucking terrible.
Even if you don't go the comb over, even if you're still just trying to do, hang on to it and just manipulate it into, it's not working, man. It's just not working.
There's forward combing.
No, that's comb over.
Oh yeah, but not just that. But
like
when you've got a receding hairline.
Yeah, and you push it forward. That's the subtle comb over.
On your temples, all that stuff.
Yeah, I was guilty of that.
Just get rid of it.
Yeah, just shave it. But then again, I think I'd be right in saying that we are both lucky enough to have fairly normal skulls to have a shaved head. Because let's face it,
funky looking heads out there.
Yeah, some people aren't as fortunate enough as us. Should we talk about Summer Shred?
Yeah, so, okay, today, as well as being the 1st of spring and the 1st of September and our first podcast, it's the first day of the City Gym Summer Shred, the 2018 version. See, last year, 2017, Steve and I, we were struggling to stick to our diet, so we came up with a goal which was basically 3 months away, and we created a name, the City Gym Summer Shred.
Yeah.
And it was quite successful. We had 40 people enter.
It was great. It really built a sense of community as well. People were really supportive. They're posting not only their before photos, but their meals and their training. And it was really nice how everybody got behind each other.
Yeah, it was good. So this year, today, the 1st of September, it's the first day of our second throw of the dice for the City Gym Summer Shred.
We got sponsorship from ASN and Gemtech, and we're going to be winning some more prizes as well.
Prizes, 3 months. It's a transformation challenge. We've had people entering thick and fast all day yesterday. Yeah, more and more today even as well.
Have you put up your photo yet?
I haven't put my photo up.
I put mine up today, and it was actually quite confronting. Did you see mine?
Yeah, I did.
Did you read some of the comments? Because people were really nice.
Yeah, I know. I read your whole post.
Okay, yeah.
And then I've been busy since then, so I haven't seen.
That's all right. But yeah, so I posted mine. It's the first time I've dieted without supplementation, and for me that's it's pretty daunting. My test levels are actually sort of 2 at the moment, when normal range is between about 10 and 40. So I'm pretty much a bitch at the moment. That's not a slight against females, but I'm just running on estrogen. I cry at TV ads. I
thought that was a joke.
I actually do that. I went to the city. With Bianca and Gabrielle. I went to a movie called a rom-com called Crazy Rich Asians on the weekend, which is actually quite funny. It's filmed in Singapore, but I bawled the whole way through it.
Are you serious?
Every time they broke up, or there was, or when
Are you serious?
I was, yeah.
This has happened a number of times,
continuously.
And it's your estrogen levels.
I'd say so.
You haven't just always been a little bitch.
Oh, maybe a little bit. But that was counterbalanced by the massive amounts of testosterone I was taking.
Yeah, right. Sure.
So it's I'm the smallest and fattest I've been in probably nearly
a decade.
Over a decade. Well, yeah, probably. Well, I think because obviously the more you use supplements, the lower your natural the
when he
less
says
your ability.
Supplements, he's talking about ones that may not be legal, that you may not be able to purchase that you're
I could get them. I could get them prescribed as well, though. Anyway, and that's actually just an interesting side note. Any males that are over 40, if you test your blood levels, testosterone levels, twice, and they're below normal, you can actually get prescription testosterone legally, and it's completely legit. As
hormone replacement
therapy,
HRT, that's right.
and which is what women do. So it's perfectly normal for men to do that as well.
That's
may or may not have been taking a little bit more than that when I was competing, but it's an even playing field because everyone else was.
Whereas I'm 46 and competed a dozen times, but all in natural federations. So never jabbed anything.
No.
Not to say that I won't ever in my future, but up until now, it's not really been my thing.
Yeah, and I remember you were actually dead against it.
Yes, dead against it.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I've got mates that take it. I've lots of
prepped guys that have done it.
Actually, I've prepped guys for natural competitions. There's only been one person that I helped get ready for a NABBA show that was using,
right,
and it's actually a different playing field, because I don't know how that affects you in terms of whether you can eat or diet the same way or train. I just don't have enough knowledge on that subject. Yeah. So
we can do a whole show about that.
We can,
and we probably will.
We will. Back to us.
Yes.
Being in our late 40s, there's a lot of guys out there, women too, but guys probably our age, who have no clue about being fit and healthy and exercising.
And how to balance that with
the rest of your life.
Being a dad, being a good dad, being a present father, being a good partner, working and trying to earn a dollar.
The bills.
And so personally, I think we do have a lot of knowledge on that, but also there's this thinking that if to get in shape, you have to live in the gym, and it has to be, and it's a lot of people do that, but a lot of my clients train 3 days a week with weights, and they look amazing.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, look, for the average person out there, you don't actually. I mean, look, there are many benefits to resistance training and lifting weights, but you don't have to lift weights either.
Yeah, but I
you know what I mean. As long as you're moving,
yeah,
the minimum you can do is like go for a walk.
Sure, yeah, but I think look, men, regardless of their age, the male ego is such that they, you want to feel like you're muscular and masculine and alpha, yeah. And to do
alpha,
that,
that's right.
Yeah, and to do that, you should be lifting some weights. You should be getting strong.
Yes. No, I'm not trying to belittle the weight training. Obviously, I'm a fan, and I try and promote it. I think everybody should lift weights, really, but you don't have to be there every day for hours.
No.
Our training sessions are probably 45 to 60 minutes.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
and not every day.
No.
I'm currently. How many days a week?
4 days.
4 days. Yeah, I'm doing about 4 too. Yeah. 4, sometimes 5.
Yeah, and incidentally, even when I was at my biggest and when I was competing, I would only train 4 days with weights.
Yeah, there's been times when I've trained 7 days a week.
Yeah, why?
Well, just changing it up. Like I've done split training. I've done 3 days on, 1 off, 3 on, 1 off. I've done 5 days on, 2 off. There's. It depends. Really, it's a go by feel thing. So if I feel like having a workout,
I struggle with that because
you need a routine.
Yeah, but also I think a lot of people say that there's plenty of ways to skin a cat, and you could just train by feel. If most body, and there was the Joe Weider confusion principle,
Confusion principle.
Your muscles don't think. Your muscles don't get confused.
I think that really what that means though is to change the stimulus, change the workout, change the reps, change the exercises,
change the intensity,
change the tempo, change the weight, change the angles, the handles.
See, I've got my best results for myself and for my clients by having at least a program of about 6 weeks where you actually do the same exercises in the same order, and you and because ultimately it's the method of gaining muscle is through progressive resistance.
Are they beginners or newish trainers?
Because if you've got people that aren't newbies and been training for a while, often what they'll do is walk into the gym and go, it's chest day, what machine is free? I'll do that one, and then hang on, that one, no, that guy's on there, so I'll do this one.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Really?
No, as long as you are pushing your sets. And
I guess, but I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just a bit more OCD because I like to know that it's more from I was never a powerlifter, but I understand that. I feel that progression where you go, okay, last week I benched this, I've got to bench this week. Just and from an accountability perspective as well.
See, I'm more from that position. If I benched last week, I'm not going to bench this week. Yeah. Okay. I like to change it. I like to feel sore from a workout. If I don't feel soreness, I feel like I haven't done a proper workout.
Okay, yeah. I don't know if
to get soreness, I need to change shit.
Yeah,
change shit.
I guess it depends. Is soreness a indicator of hypertrophy? I don't know if it is.
Really?
Well, I guess, my legs have always been my best body part and they're sore every week, so maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, soreness is the repairing of the muscle.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
If they get sore, they need to be fixed. Your body repairs it at night, in theory, to get bigger and stronger. Yeah. Isn't that how it works, Steve?
I think so. I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Like I said, I think my best look was in 2000. I was getting ready for the IFBB Australasian, and I had my booklet, little pad, like not so much like this, like my daughter's, a bit more masculine, not much, but and I would write down
with a naked man on it.
No. Only there were pictures of myself on there.
Right.
Just incidentally, I'm amazed by the amount of girls that have photos of themselves as their screensaver on their phone. That mainly bikini girls. Narcissism gone mad. What's with that? I get that you've got a picture of yourself and Jade. Is it the boys or whatever? What have you got?
That's my boys there.
Right.
Oh, that's my partner is on my phone.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Or picture. Yeah. Whereas I've got.
But I've had myself on my phone. Not so much like body shot, but Well, when I was younger,
just your dick.
just my dick pics. Yeah,
yeah.
just my dick pic.
Hey,
Do you want a picture copy of my dick pics?
Yeah, no, I don't. I was thinking, you go up to the guy and say, "Oh, what's your number?" Oh, sorry.
Oh, so the girl can see it.
Yeah.
My dick pic might make them run away, actually, and not in fear, but just like in,
Pity.
Pity. That's right.
Yeah, we're not all Billy Jr.
Donkey.
Yeah, apparently.
All right.
Anyway, on that note,
tell me about your t-shirt, Steve. Legend Bob Marley.
Yeah, look, I don't buy a lot of rock shirts, but Bob Marley actually played at our wedding, not him personally. Do you know how he died?
Yes.
How?
He was it an infection or was it a problem on his toe?
He had a melanoma on his foot.
Right, cancer on his
skin
foot.
cancer. Died of sun cancer.
And he refused to get it chopped off or treated.
Or he probably just thought he could smoke the ganja and
smoke it
away.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, from a little thing on his toe, right?
Yeah. So we had a really nice wedding on Magnetic Island up in Townsville. It was just a small wedding. Gab was 5 months pregnant, and we had the song which I'm going to fucking forget now. Is This Love? Is This Love? I wanna know you and treat you. That one, right? And that was our song at the wedding. And so he's got a special place in my heart. And but I think that's the only rock. I used to buy a lot of heavy metal shirts when I was a teenager.
So
but you buy one every time you go and see a show, don't you?
I do. I see a lot of concerts, and they're mostly rappers that I like, and I like to buy a t-shirt from every concert. So
yeah.
I've actually been to. I'm wearing Yellow Wolf now. Yellow Wolf is a white rapper from Alabama that Eminem signed to Shady Records,
right?
And I rate him highly.
He's a bit too much Kid Rock for me.
I've been to see him live twice. Kid Rock's good too. I quite like Kid Rock. I've been to see Yellow Wolf twice live. I've seen.
Is he good live?
He's very good live.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's excellent live. I was very impressed. I've seen Ice Cube
15 times?
11 times.
11 times.
Live.
I told you our Ice Cube experience at the Enmore. Gab and I went. Yeah. You were there, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
We went and...
Great venue.
It was just... We left... I was embarrassed to say that I left because it was too loud.
Oh, you pussy.
It's too loud. There's too many people smoking and there was too much people people drunk. It's the first time I've been to a gig like that. I don't know if and ironically, I used to play in pubs all the time.
You hung out at the back. I was at the front.
That'd been even more annoying.
I was at the front.
I went to Pink
with the reefer.
I went. Yeah, I'm sure you heard. I went to Pink on Sunday night with Bianca. It was her first big concert that she'd been to, and because I always wanted her to have a special night for her first concert. Because it's really nice because.
Is she actually a Pink fan, or are you?
Yeah,
are you the Pink fan?
Well. I should have bought the shirt, shouldn't I?
You should have bought the shirt.
But no, I really wanted, because we really connect with music, like we spend a lot of time.
I've been to see Kylie in the concert twice.
Really? I don't know if I made that. Twice?
Twice.
She's actually trying to impress a girl.
She's actually really good live.
Yeah, I can't do it, man. Is that where you were going?
I would never have gone to see Kylie, but then a mate of mine rang me and said, look, I was supposed to take his female flatmate to Kylie, but he double booked himself with another chick that he couldn't pass up. Okay. So he said, I've got tickets, will you go with her? So I went.
I'm sure she puts on a good show.
And it was a great show.
Yeah. No, she's great. She's great. Like, I know she writes them, but there's good pop songs.
Impressed.
Yeah, no,
it was
and she's a performer. What were we talking about?
Sure,
Yellow Wolf.
Yeah, Yellow Wolf. So
you're going to wear a different muso shirt every week?
I will bring a different t-shirt every podcast, and I'll have a little story about it. So this was the first Yellow Wolf concert I went to. Yellow Wolf, he's got about 4 or 5 albums out now. And
maybe we should give him another go.
You should.
I'll
give you some songs, like a copy of his album. Actually, I've got a story about Yellow Wolf. I went at this first concert. At the end of the show, he said to the crowd, all right, hands up everybody who's bought my latest album, which was called Love Story.
Right.
And about half the crowd stuck their hands up. And then he said, all right, hands up all of you who illegally downloaded my album Love Story. And it was like probably more people put their hands up. Yeah. And he said, all right, firstly to the people who bought my CD, bought my record, thank you very much. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. my children thank you, my new Harley Davidson thanks you.
Yeah.
And what I want you to do is, after this concert, I want you to go home and I want you to make 10 copies of that album and give them out to 10 of your friends. Okay. He said, now, for all of you who illegally downloaded my album, what I want you to do is I want you to go home and make 10 copies of my album and give it out to 10 of your friends as well. He goes, we don't care how you get the music. If you can afford to buy it, buy it. If you can't, then steal it. But when we come to your town, come along to our show and show us the support.
Yeah, cool.
So I was actually really impressed by that. Yeah.
I don't think people, do people illegally download much anymore with Spotify? And
perhaps not as much.
Do you I used to do it.
I did used to do it.
Do you do it now? No.
No, I used to download movies,
LimeWire.
loads of movies, LimeWire, movies and songs.
Yeah,
but you're right. Spotify, it's sort of, and I guess that's why it was invented, to stop people illegally downloading.
Well, whoever. Yeah, I mean,
and Netflix, Spotify and Netflix have just taken that whole. I reckon that illegal downloading must have reduced by a massive amount.
Yeah,
because of that.
Neither helped the music industry. The music industry's got screwed with Spotify and everything as well. They make very little money from records now.
The artists still make something from Spotify, though.
Yeah, it's not much.
I mean, even if it's only 4 cents a song, it's still better than nothing.
Yeah.
When a million people, like Justin Bieber, has something like, I don't know, 100 million.
Yeah, but I know what percentages they make. I think that's why they make their money now from touring and merchandise. Just on that, one of the biggest regrets of my life, and I find myself slipping into regret about it often, is when I gave my entire CD collection to these carpet layers at my house. The rental house we had the carpets were being replaced. We had a shelf. I don't know how. I had over 1,000 CDs.
Oh my god!
And like all my hip hop collection, all my old metal collection, all esoteric pop and stuff like that. And I didn't want to move the shelf. And I said, "Oh, you guys can have the CDs." And don't. It kills me. It kills me every day. Because of course, when you they're all. I was like, I've uploaded them to iTunes, but I find I always lose some when you get a new phone. And
so anyway, had you made copies of all those albums onto your computer?
Most of them I had, but
so you still have it. A version of it, a digital version.
It's not the same though, is it?
It's not the same.
Because I used to love. We talked about this, opening the notes and looking at and reading the lyrics and looking at the photos. I mean, look, I don't know. If when we become ridiculously wealthy from this, I'm going to rebuy my collection. Yeah, because you know what happens, and when I'm sure this might have happened to you when you're driving and your phone dies. And you've got a CD player in your car, and that could have been listening to the game or something.
Yeah, well, you've actually made me a copy of the game.
Yes,
Doctor's Advocate.
Yeah,
and I have it playing in my car right now.
Best album.
So I have my phone in the car hooked up. So
is that the first one? That's the first.
Spotify. No, second.
What's the first one?
The documentary.
One of my favourite albums ever.
Yeah, the game. For those of you who don't know, is a rapper from Compton who Dr. Dre produced, and his first studio album was sold 5 million copies.
Yeah, awesome.
He's a blood gangster.
Yeah. And with Fiddy back before the beef.
That's right. Yeah, he came onto the scene with G Unit, 50 Cent's crew.
Yes.
But then he had a problem with
beef. Everyone gets beef eventually.
And he went solo, but he's had an exceptional career.
Yeah.
Anyway, Steve made a copy of his second album. Huh? You what?
Exceptionally well hung, apparently, as well.
Oh, have you seen some of those photos?
I try to avoid them. Yeah. I had a conversation with your ex about it once because she used it as a screenshot for.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, great talent.
That's right. So CDs.
Yeah, fuck that, man. I fucked up there big time. But anyway, what do you do? Move on.
They probably threw away half of them too. They wouldn't have even kept them.
No, it was ridiculous. Even I could have made probably a couple of grand. All of Kanye.
If you sold them to a second-hand shop, you probably would have got five or six bucks per CD.
All of Eminem, all of Kanye, all of The Game.
I can't believe you gave away all
Jay-Z.
Don't worry about Kanye. You'd only get 50 cents for those.
Is that a play on the word 50 cents?
20 cents.
Do you remember when Fiddy said they were releasing their albums on the same day? Do you remember this? Kanye and Fiddy. And 50 Cent if Kanye outsells me on my debut, on my opening day, I'm going to retire from rap. And of course, Kanye fucking destroyed him.
Did he?
Yeah.
Just for the record, Kanye West, his music is fucking shit. Alright? It's fucking shit. When I hear a song come on by him, I turn it off. Yeah. I can't listen to his voice.
Yeah, his
rapping is fucking shit.
We diverge on this.
His voice is shit, his style is shit, his lyrics are shit. Alright? The only thing good are the beats that he takes from other people's music.
Great producer.
Granted, I'll give you that.
And his early stuff, I think his early stuff, I mean now it's just producing rubbish.
Early stuff, late stuff, any stuff. It's just fucking shit. Alright? So that...
Yeah, all right. Tell me what you really need.
That'll be the subject for another.
The Kanye.
Our rap music podcast. Would be one to listen to. All right.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about the history of rap, our top 5 rappers of all time.
Did you ever
modern rappers?
When did you get into rap?
I got into rap as a young teenager with Run DMC.
Yeah.
And artists like Tone Loc. Wild Thing and Funky Cold Medina.
Of course, the classic.
That was about 87, 88.
Oh, yeah, I remember I was finishing school. I didn't really get into them until... I mean, I listened to that stuff, but I was in my teen years and I was a metalhead. And then I was playing in bands and that was all very rock and roll. Like, my influences were... But still a sort of rap tinge, Chili Peppers and Jane's Addiction and things like that. But when Straight Outta Compton came out in 89... That was a game changer.
89?
Yeah, I think it was 89.
Yeah.
And like I just didn't go back. The only time I can listen to metal now is on the way, if I'm needing to really get aggressive because of my estrogen levels.
On the way to the gym.
On the way to the gym,
really?
I'll listen to like Pantera or something.
Yeah, so I've never been into that myself. I like just like aggressive gangster rap to get me pumped for my
we talked about this. My go-to 2 songs when I'm doing my heaviest
DMX.
Well, actually 3 then.
Okay.
DMX, X Gonna Give It To You. Mm-hmm. Eminem, Till I Collapse.
Oh yes.
And Eminem, Lose Yourself.
Yeah.
Till I Collapse has got me through so many workouts where I've been either tired or coming down or upset, tired and emotional, or just fucking tired, and it's like those opening lyrics where he says, whatever, you may be tired, or like, it's just like, fuck this, man, I'm gonna get this done. It never fails to get me excited.
Yeah, DMX is one of my...
That song?
No, not that song, different songs. There's a few songs of his that I like, but it's more the aggression in his vocal that I like. And there's certain songs I listen to get through my...
Was he a crack addict?
Yeah, at one point, after he became famous.
And he had that beef with, not a beef as such, with, what's his name? The guy with the silver hair. Cisco.
Yeah.
The thong song, man.
Cisco is not even on my radar. I could, other than the thong song, I couldn't tell you anything.
No, well, he was in a band before that. I don't know why I even know this. This is the stuff that you don't need to keep, and I retain that stuff, and I can't remember where I put my phone, It's ridiculous.
Oh, I remember obscure shit that who cares? I can recite pi to 50 decimal places.
Can you really? Because not many people know you started doing engineering or something, didn't you? Did you?
We've covered a lot of topics.
Well, I did performing arts and you did engineering.
Yeah, at uni.
Yeah, which this is in
New Zealand. Yeah.
I did performing arts at James Cook University, and it was the only...
That's why you're a natural in front of the camera, Steve.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it.
I did abysmally in my HSC because in grade 11 I discovered girls and alcohol, and I just ran with it, man. I would do things. We'd go home at lunchtime and see how much cooler bar cask wine we could scull, and then
at like 16 years old.
Well, yeah, 15, 16, and then I'd go back to school. I think I just wanted attention.
Did you get in trouble?
Yeah, so at one stage I came back to school off my head drunk and climbed. Do you know what port racks are? Where you put your bag? They're like bag racks. So outside the classroom,
a bunch of pegs.
Be a shelf,
right.
And you put your bags in there. I climbed into it and fell asleep there.
Oh, wow.
And the principal found me.
And you would have reeked of alcohol.
Reeked of... You know that cooler bar cask, the Riesling, sort of disgusting.
Just a 3 litre cask of white wine. Right?
Yeah, just a goon,
Yeah, gross.
And
gross. I drank that when I was a teenager too.
Horrible stuff. And like my parents were called up, and I had to speak to the counsellor.
Did that just happen one time?
that was the pinnacle of my drinking, you know. Oh, that and losing my license at 17.
When I was 16, we had a school dance at my school, and heaps of the kids drank alcohol before it, and so I arrived at the school dance drunk. So there was loads of drunk kids at the school dance, which was in the school hall. And the principal came and called it off early, like shut it down. So what happened then was, though, there was hundreds of drunk kids roaming around the neighbourhood because their parents weren't due to pick them up for another 2 hours. It was
made it worse, actually.
Really irresponsible.
Yeah. That would never happen now.
No, it was. I was buying alcohol at that stage and drinking it. And
what 15?
I first bought alcohol from a bottle shop at 15.
Yeah, I held out till 17.
I must have looked older than my age back then, and now I've held on to my youthful good looks.
If you say so.
But yeah. That was a good night that night, actually.
It was actually a school concert, and we were all drinking passion pop, Spumante passion pop, underneath the stage. And I had my dad's Kingswood, and Kingswood station wagon.
You can fit a lot of kids into it.
We had 7 kids in there and a drum set. And we're driving home. I was all over the road. The cops pulled me over. Got breath tested. Had to go to court. Go to jail. Right, they put me in jail. Put me in the police station.
Overnight?
No. So I rang my dad, and my dad never swore. Right, he just never swore. And the only time I heard him say "fuck," I rang him and said, "Dad, I'm at the police station. I've just got done for drink driving." He said, "You fucking idiot." That's the only time in his life I heard him swear. And
he was very disappointed.
He was very disappointed, and
I bet that made you feel bad too, because you never heard him swear.
Yeah, it was heavy. It was pretty heavy.
Yeah, it was. Would have been.
Yeah, and
did you have to spend the night? You should have let you stay.
I had a bass guitar, and I had to sell my bass guitar to pay for the fine. It was. I remember it was $250 pounds. 1916. It was $250 and a 3-month suspension. It was. And I remember I blew .08.
I don't know what that.
Well, .05 is .05. Your blood alcohol. .05 is the This should have probably not a drink out, isn't it? .05 is the legal limit. If you have that or over, you're under whatever. Right. But however, I think in South Australia or Western Australia, .08 was the legal limit for a while.
Oh, but were you pretty hammered at .08?
I was a mess, yeah.
Like you're a teenager.
I was probably weighed like 55 kilos. You know, my mullet probably weighed more than my body weight. Yeah, good times. Anything else we want to cover today on our inaugural show? I can barely say inaugural.
Inaugural, Steve.
Inaugural. Look, I'm going to have shiny pearly whites soon.
Let's wrap it up soon. Yeah, let's wrap it up. We really just wanted to make it a bit of an intro. Say hi to everyone and introduce yourselves.
Keep pushing.
Push it.
Push it good.
Push.
Salt and pepper.
You can have that playing in the background next time.
That's our intro. That's our fucking intro, man. That's our theme song.
Oh yeah. So look, if you want to send us a message
or a complaint,
comments,
or
our Instagram,
or booty pics.
Our Instagram, which we'll get on a t-shirt eventually.
Yeah, for sure.
Is the push.
One word.
_ podcast.
Yeah.
The push _ podcast.
And slide into our DMs, as the kids say today.
That's it.
Did you know they say that?
No, I didn't know that. Slide into our DMs.
If you're hitting up on a girl, you slide into their DM.
I do know about Down in the DM from
What's that mean?
Gotti.
What does that mean?
Oh, he's got a song. Direct message.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like a PM, private message.
That's right.
It's been replaced by DM.
Yeah, that's right.
Direct message.
Exactly. Yeah.
You didn't know that. You knew slide into the DM, but
I knew what direct message mean, man. I knew what it meant. I just didn't know Irv Gotti had a song.
Right.
Cool. On that note.
Oh, Yo Gotti, I think.
Or whatever.
Well, how many Gottis are there?
There was a mafia.
You
know what I think is silly is rappers trying to use black African rappers trying to use Italian mafia crime bot family names, and name checking Pablo Escobar and things like that. What are you doing? You grew up in LA and you're name checking people in Colombia.
Yeah, well.
Say hello to my little friend.
They all think they're confusing gangster rapper with gangster,
yes,
aren't they?
Yeah. So, some of them are.
Some of them are both.
Yeah. Or were. Anyway.
A lot of studio gangsters too, Stevie.
I'm Steve Machine Curran.
Kevin
Big Daddy.
Allwood, yeah. But we'll talk about that another time.
All right.
All right.
We out.
Peace out.